What's up, guys and gals? It's time for chapter 58 of Strike It Rich, and this is the conclusion of the fight. It ends sort of, funnily enough, it sort of ends and it's explained how Yuzuha overcame the problems against fighting this superior, genius who can, copy things once and sort of perfect them. That it went down the same way in chapter 57 review, the way I said that I think it should go down, and that's the way that things should work. Unfortunately, I still argue that I think my storyboard version of it works better, and they still screw it up here, even if you want to argue that that hit should have done a lot more. I'm under the impression, because the explanation here is that, once again, she's never been in a toe-to-toe fight. She's never had to take hits and things like that. You know what I mean? She's never had to do this. So the fact is that she's pulling off all these stunts and stuff, sure, but if you've never been, as I said, I've been in fights. If you've never been punched in the gut, or you've never taken a hit to the face, you are not used to that type of impact. You are not used to getting hurt and damaged and bloody and beaten. You are not used to that. So the fact is, we're to assume that she is never, this Black Widow has basically never been in this situation, and now, it's being brought up that Yuzuha is adding these little feints and little, pullbacks, she's fudge, nope, boom, and then she's delaying her strikes, she's stepping on her foot, she's throwing her balance off, she's doing all these little tiny feints and tricks to get the upper hand so that she's unprepared because she has zero battle experience. And once again, my argument with this is, if she's got zero battle experience, these hits should hit like a goddamn truck. It should be Apollo Creed Drago levels, and Apollo Creed was the best boxer. But, a punch that hits like an actual freight train, that's how she should feel. She should be down in 2 hits. 2 hits should knock this bitch cold on her feet, so I still don't like the fact that she seemingly goes toe-to-toe with Yuzuha, even by taking strikes. That should have been her biggest weak point. It's not her offense and her defense, it's her endurance and her durability should have been in the basement, down, all the way down south. And it doesn't seem to be. Then she pulls off Ying Kui Gong, which seems to have the removal, Rinnegan from Naruto mixed with the removal veins popping up. What is this? It's and just like that, I memorized it, and oh, look how good it is. Was this a move Yuzuha used last chapter? I was a little confused here, so maybe that's just me. Anyways, apparently a better Hujen, is that what we're supposed to, assume? That's what it is? Is it increasing her defense and stuff so she can take the hits? Because she's taking these hits, she takes them to the stomach, she takes it to the face, and she's seemingly should be reeling from a Fajin right to the face. She takes a Fajin right to the face, and I know that Huajin is still activated and stuff like that, but I just don't because she's supposedly getting the 1-ups on her, and her Huajin is basically not coming up quite in time, especially the one where she stamps on her foot and gets a Fajin to the face. That should have absolutely destroyed her and stuff like that, because even Ichika is there going, she's finally landing clean hits, what's going on and stuff like that, and Black Widow's still going strong, and I'm that makes no sense. That's what I don't buy, and that's my one problem with this fight. So we skipped over the other fights, we get this fight, and that is a glaring issue, because I am sorry, someone who has never taken a Fajin directly to the face before is not just going cute, with no protection, no adamant, no indestructible, no Huajin, no nothing, getting caught unawares and being punched by a Kung Fu master in the face. She's going the fuck down. If she's never been, I don't like that part. I think that's what it should have been. Maybe they didn't want to end the fight one blow and she just went down, because maybe people would call that lazy writing, but that would be much more realistic as far as I'm concerned. Even in this world with all these supernatural abilities and stuff like that, it would be far more realistic for her to just go down, RIKU and Hina are talking about it, how Yuzuha is turning it around, she's psyched herself up and stuff, and she's just adding those little feints into it, and stuff. And I'm okay with the reasoning as to how Yuzuha is finally getting overwhelmed at first and now being able to land clean hits. I just don't like the fact that this woman has taken now multiple Fajins. Fajin of all things, people. Remember, this is not a normal punch. This is a Fajin. This is the shit that kills people. Like, literally, it's the exploding five-finger heart palm technique when what's his name? The Wolf was using it. Ren. When Ren was using it in Ashura, Fajin was this dangerous-ass 1-inch punch, got nothing on me level attack. It's like a normal person's blast core, and now we're supposed to assume that this woman who's never been hit in her life, who's never actually practiced, who just sees shit on Bruce Lee movies and copies them, and we're to assume that she can take these hits. Her body ain't built for that. It just ain't, and I just don't like it. I just don't like it whatsoever. So, fact of the matter is, I am glad that Yuzuha did win, but there were way too many moves that for it to go down. I know we wanted this like uphill battle sort of idea, but you should have made it a different opponent then. You should have I wasn't a big fan of this fight to begin with, so I guess this is fine. You know, I'm looking forward to the next fight, you know, with my favorite fighter, who is, of course, Sina RIKU, the younger sister. I really like it, you know, I like the fact it's like, alright, let's teach the outsiders their place, because I just did and stuff like that. We have the nice sentiment that, you know, that the Black Widow's technique and stuff, she can flawlessly reproduce these moves, and her talent might be even higher than Yuzuha, but Yuzuha has all this benefit of experience, you know, mastering a single technique, and you know its strengths, its weaknesses, you know how to pull it back. Like, she only knows how to do what she's seen and can copy. She doesn't know how to use, like, adding in the little tricks, the battle experience, the feints, and the stuff that Ichika was talking about. So that I don't mind. I don't mind, from Yuzuha's standpoint, I don't mind this at all. I just, as I said, my only problem with this chapter and the fight in general is that one unguarded, or Hua Jin didn't get up in time like it did in this chapter, should have KO'd her. And I would argue that even with Hua Jin, a Fajin to the face to someone who's never been hit, she should have still been reeling. You know what I mean? Like, but I'll take the argument. I'll take the argument that with the Hua Jin up and it was perfected, she was going to take no damage, even without experience. It's the hit after the stomping of the foot, and then the strike that immediately definitely connected to her face, straight on, clean hit, confirmed by Ichika and stuff. She had multiple clean hits, meaning without Hua Jin. Yeah. So I am glad that the fight's over, because it was bugging me last chapter, and it really bugged me here this chapter. So I'm glad that fight's over. I'm hoping for the next fight to be a much better turnout. I don't mind that it's an even or even an uphill battle, but I don't like it when it just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? I think that could have been written a lot better. And yeah, I think that was... The answer was simply to let Yuzuha get one solid hit in with a feint, and for that to do massive amounts of damage. That was your solution right there, and it's not hard to figure that out, and they chose not to do that, and I think that the fight suffers as a result. So, anyways, but chapter 58, without, you know, it's an alright chapter, because the winner who should win won, and we're stepping up for our next fight, and they didn't drag this fight on. So structurally, chapter's fine. As I said, I'm just not the biggest fan. So what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This was chapter 58 of Star Strike It Rich. Looking forward to chapter 59, and just glad this fight's over. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the fight better than I did, and looking forward to the next fight. So yeah, with that, later everybody.